All right, it is Wednesday, November 22. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, getting to this a bit late. I was only able to trade um, limited time today. Um, Today was an interesting day. For anyone who's watching for the first time, I'm just simply documenting my trading journey on my Apex accounts. I have currently, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 evaluations, and now I'm down to 4 PAs. I used to have 5, and today I only traded 3 evaluations, and 2 of the evaluations, which I can show you here, number 22 and 23, both expire at midnight this coming Sunday night. So the renewal date is Monday. And so because of that, I decided I was going to try to pass those 2 evaluations in one trade if I could. Was the hope to just kind of YOLO and pass or fail. And so if you want to watch me attempt to do that, I recorded my live recording session like I do every day, and that's in the other playlist on my channel. So it's a pretty long one today. It's nearly 3 hours long, but my trade is towards the end of it, and you can just skip to it if you want. And I was in the trade for, no kidding, about an hour, just about 45 minutes, something like that. And it got to the point where I had to leave. I had to go. I missed some time because I had to take my daughter to school and actually get her ready in the morning and take her to school. And then I had to go pick her up, and it was an early pickup day because of Thanksgiving. So very limited trading, and didn't quite get to my goal and accomplish what I was looking to do. But let's get into the trade, and we can talk about it. All right, so I was able to start a little bit early today. I think I started somewhere around 6:40 in the morning, something like that. So in here, and at the time when I started, I kind of came in and was looking for, you know, whether it was something like that, and drawing it this way had a break already. So I chose not to draw it that way. And I think instead what I did was something along these lines. I think I was looking at something like this. So the way I was looking at it originally, I started, trading right around here. And so when it broke this channel, I was still thinking along to retest the high. And meanwhile, it just sold completely off. And I wasn't looking for shorts because I wasn't thinking that way. It had been such a strong move up in the overnight, leading and also right into the open, had a strong leg up. And probably what I well, so when I saw that, I said, okay, this must not be right. And then I drew something more narrow. I think I even tried something like this too, which was kind of to me the same idea. So either way, a break, a new high, and so that made sense to me. And so then just wasn't seeing any opportunities, and I started off the day wanting to YOLO those 2 accounts that I just talked about, the 2 evaluation accounts, and just pass or fail because I really don't want to spend 80% on the renewal when I can buy 2 new accounts and pay half price. So literally, if I don't renew, I could get 2 accounts for the price of one. So it really isn't my intention to renew. But let's talk about this real quick. So we had that big move down. We had a break of the channel and a new low, and I didn't see any setup to get into any of this long here. And I was just looking for like one good setup. And then somewhere around this time, around 7:45, I found out I was going to have to be the one to take care of my daughter, getting her ready in the morning and get her breakfast and get her to school. And so that means I had to stop around 8 o'clock. So I ended up stopping around here, and I didn't get back until about 9:15 in this area here. And so when I came back, I drew this really large and wide channel because I saw there were these three touches. So I didn't love that channel because it never got back in the upper part of it again. But it was a signal to me that, it was overall a bullish day. I felt that there was a strong likelihood that we would make an attempt to reach the highs up here. And so I was looking and thinking for longs and just wasn't seeing any entries. And I had to pick up my daughter from school early today because of Thanksgiving. So I knew I had to be at her school by about 11:30, and it's not too far away. And so anyway, wasn't seeing any good opportunities where I really felt like I knew what the direction was doing because I was kind of surprised to see this big two legs down instead of getting all the way to the highs. Actually, no, that was before the break. But I was at this point, once we got the break of the brown channel, what I was thinking was, okay, I'm definitely looking for longs. And then I didn't draw this range until this came down here later in the day after I came back from picking up my daughter. But so the key for me today in my trade was I had this big up channel that broke, and so I was expecting to retest the highs of that, and I saw a break of this and a new low here. And so I was just thinking longs at this point. And I actually was thinking long on the higher low. I really wanted to find a trade for my NLTS and take it based off of that. And I could tell by the time it was here, it was like already 10 o'clock. And I was just thinking, I'm not going to have time to find a trade because I was going to have to leave in about an hour from there. So when this gave me a failed second entry short at the EMA, I didn't have a key entry point or anything. I didn't really have a clear reason to take the trade. I mean, maybe this yellow channel goes like that, and so you're just expecting to retest the high here, and I was expecting to retest the high of the brown channel. So, I was thinking it, and when it went above, I got into the trade. I jumped the gun, and I actually jumped in even before it triggered, but luckily it triggered. It looked like it was going to. But I jumped the gun a bit. I got a couple extra tick better entry, and the thing just started rocketing up. So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, here we go. I have a real shot to get to the high of the day because of that brown channel. And so, I put the stop down here originally, and I was just trying to let it ride. And I measured this leg up, and I was hoping we would get to this measured move at the very least. And somewhere around here, if you watch my live recording session, that actually would have been enough to pass the two evaluations. So I really needed it to get to here. And I was aware that there was going to be some resistance here. And so, actually when this pulled back down here, I actually thought I was going to get taken out because at that point, I think I made if I remember correctly, I think I made my stop break even +1 because I was like, well, I was actually up a significant amount, and kind of like where I came out of the trade. You can see this is where I eventually came out, so it was kind of at the top of that first big move. But I let it ride. Maybe I even moved it down when it started coming down towards it. I think I probably moved it down to the original place, maybe. I forget. And so it came really close, but then it came back up. And so I was just trying to let it ride, and then I saw it get rejected, from here. So now, once it got rejected from there, I really had that in mind, that if it wasn't able to break through it, that I wouldn't want to risk a triple test, first test, second test, third test, and for it to go the other way. So this was a pretty significant period of time from the time I entered the trade to the time I got out of the trade was 1 hour and 10 minutes, 29 bars. So it was really slow, and it was really kind of, making me think it was going to get there and then making me think it wasn't. And so what I decided to do is when I saw this bearish bar as the triple test, I put my stop 2 ticks below it, just in case it just went 1 tick and then went higher and trapped people taking that triple test, which I see quite often. And then the second bar closed below and with that 1 tick. And so I knew I was going to get taken out. I just accepted it because at this point I actually had to leave right then and get to the school by 11:30. So I felt like I did the best I could in the moment. I really gave it its chance to get all the way up there. I traded 4 contracts on the 25K. And I traded 8 contracts on the 50K just because I was really low on the drawdown. So I didn't want to risk taking the full 10 contracts and having even less room if there's like a little pullback on my entry, because I knew I was going to, even if this pulled back, I was going to just let it win or lose was the idea. And I really think I did the best I could do in this situation. And I was happy with the results. I just wasn't happy with the fact that I didn't actually pass the evaluation. I think at one point the highest it was at like 25,800 on this one and like 51,400 or something like that. The other idea I was considering was just putting my profit target right below the resistance. So if I had done that, maybe I could have got an extra, probably 1.25 points. So no matter what I did, it never went high enough for me to actually pass it. So it just is what it is. There's not much I can do about that. The thing that's funny is that because I got that win and 3.5 points that I got, my accounts are in pretty good shape. So now I got to decide. I really wasn't planning on trading tomorrow because I think tomorrow will just be worthless. Thanksgiving. And I just think the market's going to barely move. And then Friday, I wasn't planning on trading either because usually it's also very slow and it's only like a half day. I think it closes at like 10:15 in the morning for me on the West Coast. So, I might just try to take a look Friday morning and see if there's an opportunity to try to YOLO and pass these two. Otherwise, I have a decision to make whether I want to let these 2 accounts renew or not. Again, like I said, for $30, I could just get 2 brand new accounts. But to renew, it's basically $30 each. So I'm costing myself an extra $30 right off the bat to renew them instead of cancel them and get 2 new accounts. So I'm going to think about it and decide what I want to do. I mean, obviously there's a slight advantage to renewing them since I'm, $500 closer to the target on this one and $945 closer to the target on this one than starting over from scratch. And I have the days already, so it's not a matter of days. But I'll have to think about it. Chances are I'll just renew because $60 at the end of the day isn't going to make a big difference overall once I finally get to payout. It's the difference of, if I get a first payout anytime soon, it's probably the difference of being up $60 or being break even or something at this point currently. So I did trade the 150K as well. This evaluation is number 24, 150K that I got for free from a giveaway, and it's still below the starting balance. It renews like near mid-December, so I've got time on it, and so got 2,000 on that. It was really close to the threshold, so now I've got some room there. And I didn't trade the new evals that I got today. I probably should have just flipped them to get a day in, but I'll just deal with that next week. And I didn't trade my PAs today. It was just concentrating on just doing what I had to do to hopefully try to pass these, and just came up a little short. So I think that covers it for the day. I did add that result to my Pat strategy stats. I wasn't planning on taking any more patch trades, but like I said, this one presented itself. It made sense to me. It made sense with context, and so I decided to take it. So it gives me one extra win, 4 wins out of 11 trades, and I'm now 44-20 overall. And I think that says it all. 90% still going on until November 28th. You can use this code or any other. The best time to start evaluations is when it's 90%. So highly recommend taking advantage of this discount, no matter whose code you use. And if you like the format of what I'm doing here, following this journey I'm on, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to, really just show the full trajectory, whether it's good or bad, from where I started. I believe this is my 9th week on YouTube. So from where I started 9 weeks ago and to who knows where I end up, and see if I get to any success before hopefully I'll never give up, but hopefully I'll get to some success at some point. So I think that's it for today. Happy Thanksgiving for everyone in the US. And let's see. Yeah, I was just trying to think if I can, if there's anything else to say, but I think that says it all. 16 minutes. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back at it most likely on Monday. If I do anything on Friday, I'll record it and do my usual. All right, thanks for watching.